Hi, guys.
You guys are coming off a big win. Any chance of it not being as exciting tomorrow?
Well, I don't think the crowd will be as turned up, obviously. Hopefully the numbers are still great. Students won't be here, so it'll be a challenge, I think, in some ways for our marketing team to go ahead and fill the place. But I certainly hope that that's the case. It'll be a good game. It'll be a hard game. It'll be a fast game. You stop and think about it. What non-power fives have had better road wins, or power sixes have been better road wins over the last 3 years than Stephen F. at LSU, at Duke, and at Baylor. So Kyle's got a good team again. They lost their last game. They got an injury and probably didn't respond as well to that the last game. But they're capable of coming in here and giving us problems just like they did those other teams.
That style, I mean, the pace of the game that you talked about, is that their style? They want to play that way?
Well, yeah, they want to. The pace of the game will be dictated by how many times they turn us over.
Yeah.
Because they're, I didn't realize this, but they've led the country in steals the last 2 years. I mean, the country in steals the last 2 years, and they don't really press; they pressure. So, they may do some trapping and stuff in the half court, but it's not like it's all out extended. It's like a lot of teams that you would think that lead the country in steals would do. So they make it really hard. To get open one pass away, and we're going to have a second and third effort to get open. But if you can attack pressure properly, then you got a chance to play with some numbers behind it. So hopefully we're efficient enough to do that. Well, I think a lot of it, more so this year than last year, is out of our control more. I mean, you got last year we didn't have vaccinations yet, we didn't have boosters, we didn't have a lot of things that teams have had the opportunity to do now, and we're still turning up positives. So I think it's just one of those things that you just got to deal with it and roll with it, and don't try to manage the unmanageable, and don't get too frustrated whenever things happen. But we've been fortunate, knock on wood, that we haven't dealt with it a lot, but we dealt with it last year when it counted the most, which was unfortunate timing for us. But I feel good about our guys from the vaccination and booster standpoint and those sorts of things. So if we're going to get it, we're going to get it, and you just hope it doesn't knock you out much, because hopefully the symptoms will be asymptomatic or very few at all. But yeah, it's real. It's I don't see how right now the NCAA could take the path that the NBA is doing, just from a financial standpoint. So expensive to test everyone every day, and tier one people or whatever. But we'll probably have to deal with it at some point in time this year. I hope not, but fortunately, I'm just glad we're vaccinated and boosted up, and hopefully that'll be enough to get us through.
Is everybody boosted?
If not everybody, we're down to a couple. So we're in pretty good shape there.
You have to be in any sort of testing protocol right now?
No, there's no testing protocol. There's symptoms create mandate the test now. So if you don't have symptoms, you're not tested. As soon as you get symptoms, you're tested for everything. So that's how it works.
So you talked about earlier with stealing Boston. I mean, from an offensive standpoint, what have you seen from them? Just how they move the ball. I know you talked about they did an injury on the last game. Just what have you seen from them, just from an offensive standpoint?
Well, they play with probably the truest form of a postman that we'll play against all year long. He's about 6'7". He's wide. He knows how to seal. You guys will see tomorrow what I mean by scoring before the catch, walking up the lane, sealing, the best that we'll go against all year long. his standing height is only 6'7", but he's a load. He's averaging 16. So they're going to play through him. And then they got a couple of guys, including Latrell, that can stretch it and score from the perimeter. But they're going to run a variance of what we used to do with our 2 game and play to angles on the post. And tomorrow, what they'll try to do is try to create switches with their 4-man on one of our little guards and post him a lot. So you'll see a lot of high-low, and you'll see a lot of our old 2 game in action tomorrow.
What's that do for you guys defensively? I mean, I know that's been the emphasis since Dayton and obviously before that too, but how do you feel you've progressed in that area, and what do you need to see to see that it keeps going?
I don't think that we're ever going to be a great individual defensive team. I think we could become a really, really good team defensive team. You know, to me, Juan is head and shoulders our best defender, and KJ is our second best defender. To me. So but the other guys are more than adequate and athletic enough to do it. But we're you know, it used to be, okay, we're going to, out of timeouts, we'll trap the left block. Next time out, let's trap the right block. Next time out, we're going to trap ball screens going left and hedging under going right. Next time out, we're going to trap all ball screens going right, and we're going to switch going left. I mean, that's the way that we used to do it throughout an entire game. And now we just need to stick with one thing and try to be good at that one thing rather than forgetting. Like we'll have, you know, the things that's frustrating to me is right now with what we're switching up is probably how we're going to guard the last 10 seconds of a shot clock. And our guys do not have the mindset to double check to see what we're in the last 10 seconds of a shot clock when they check in. It's more like, oh, we're in 41. Oh, we were switching 5. Oh, you know, it's the mindset's not there. And so I think if we could get our mindset where that's what we think about first, then we could become pretty good defensively. But we haven't gotten there yet.
What do you have any reason why? Do you understand why?
I think we recruited guys that are hard to guard, and that's probably why. And I don't know that with some guys it's ever been emphasized the way that we'd like to do it. I'm not saying it was done poorly at the other place, but it was just a different emphasis. And so you have some guys that I feel their value to our team is more offensive than it is defensive, and so the mindset's all screwed up. And so especially when you're coming off the bench and you know if you play a lot, you get 4 looks. That's not enough looks to impact the game and stay in if you don't you know really feel the emphasis on the other end. So I'm not totally displeased by any stretch, but I know it's a matter of time before we run into an opponent that makes guarded shots and we miss open shots and we can't get stops down the stretch. That will happen, and sooner rather than later, unless our mindset changes as a group, that if the other team can't score, we can't lose. And we haven't gotten to that point yet. Hopefully we will.
Do you keep yelling about it? I mean, do you drill it in their heads, or is it just wait and see?
No, I try to.
Yeah.
You know, it's frustrating when the only thing we say is, you know, on a ball screen, we say down or we say switch. And then we have a guard that says left. And so the guy forces it left and it's a switch and gives up an uncontested layup. Just little things like that we're just not bought into to how we quite do things yet. But I think we can get there, but we're just not there yet. We're not there yet.
How would you describe Latrell?
Well, he's playing well. You know, I know Kyle's happy with him. I'm happy for him. You know, everybody liked Latrell. Nobody wanted him to leave, but it was in his best interest to leave the play. So he's doing, you know, he's got 4 years left. He's healthy finally. You know, he was never healthy here with his foot. And so I'm really excited for him. You know, I don't know if you guys knew this. He struggled all last year health-wise. And then when the season was over, he had surgery to correct it. And so he was going to be healthy eventually, but it needed surgery to do it. And so he's playing well. I'm really happy for him.
He's a 2 guard, right?
Yeah, he's a 5 foot, 9 shooting from the Hawk 2 guard. And you'll see that tomorrow too.
Tough matchup. Who will you put out?
Well, hopefully we switch a lot, but hopefully Remy or Juan or Joe or somebody will, try to play up underneath him a little bit.
Are you okay with the schedule this year? After this game, you hit the road again. A lot of road trips.
Yeah, but it's fine. I mean, usually over the course of the season, 50% of your games are away from home. So you got to go on the road sometimes. So I think it's fine. I think our schedule's fine. We certainly need to, have some momentum going into conference play.
One other thing on COVID, are you worried for college basketball this season?
I would say no. I would say I'd say as a sport, no, but individually, you could definitely be impacted in certain ways, certain times. But last year was week to week on our sport. This year, I think it may be week to week on a team. I don't think anything's going to happen, in my opinion. I hope not, to take away from us continuing to play and not having pauses. So,
Do you feel like you could get a call at any minute from a future opponent?
I guess you could, yeah, I guess you could. That happened obviously with Ohio State and UCLA. I guess I just heard about. It's happened on the West Coast already. I think Washington shut down something that happened with Cleveland State plays Okie State the other night. The next day they have to shut it down and they don't go to Duke. Tomorrow Duke had to get another game. So yeah, I think that I think it's very possible it could happen. But last year, every day you're lining up to do testing and all that stuff. I just don't feel it's going to be quite the same impact this year as we had last year.
I think part of that just being comfortable with it, having been through it.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know exactly. It's. I mean, we'll take whatever precautions the medical people say we should take, and maybe we wear masks more and things like that. But last year was such an unknown. Nobody was vaccinated last year, and so the chances of at least with the vaccination, I think statistics play out that even if you do develop symptoms, they may not be quite as serious as what they were without the vaccinations. Even though I don't know if that's 100%, but I think that's certainly the percentage play. So I mean, we've done everything we could to prevent. Last year, what we did to prevent was wear a mask and not be around each other. This year, we've actually taken all the medical steps that there is for us to go through life and not be impacted on the same level that we were last year. So I'm just confident that even though it could get complicated, it won't get to the point like it was last year.
Still 2 weeks out from conference season starting, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, especially top 4 or 5 teams that could be about as good as anyone.
I think this is, I said this last year, but this may be the best the league's ever been, ever. We'll find out some more this weekend. Gonzaga and Texas Tech will be interesting. That could be interesting. There's a lot of interesting games out there. Arkansas is a legitimate top 10, top 15 team, and OU beats them 20. Iowa State's got 2 or 3 really, really good wins, more than we have. I mean, there's some interesting things going on in our league that's positive. I don't really see anybody talking about West Virginia, and they're 9-1. TCU's 9-1, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting league. Kansas State goes to Wichita State and wins, and I think they may have done it without Pack, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, that's impressive. So, and that's also starting out behind like 10-0. So, yeah, our league is great. It'll be the best it's been, and I'll be very surprised if we don't get at least 7 in. So,
All right, guys, cool. Thanks so much.
I
Thanks,
guess.
Coach.